All right, welcome to the wonderful world of Zpacks versus Gossamer gear trekking poles. And I got one Gossamer gear trekking pole here, which I'm working with right now, and two Zpacks trekking poles. All right, got these here. All right, so right away what you can probably tell is the Zpacks trekking pole has got flippity floppity clippies on it, and the Gossamer gear trekking pole is a periscope style trekking pole. It's got no flippity floppity clippies, which makes it super easy to slip into your pack. It's also 1.3 ounces lighter than the Zpacks pole. However, right off the bat, I just want to give a shout out to Zpacks. I do believe that the Zpacks trekking poles are a better value than the Gossamer gear trekking pole. Not to put Gossamer gear on blast, but with the Gossamer gear trekking pole is $100, all right, per pole. The Zpacks trekking poles are $100 per pair, more or less, give or take about $10. All right, and so what you get for that, for twice the price with the Gossamer gear version, is you get an EVA foam handle, which is nice, and you get this periscope style pole that's 1.3 ounces lighter, but about 3 inches shorter. Okay, and as far as the periscope style of twisting the pole into place, I found that there isn't a huge advantage to the periscope. You know, you twist it into place like this, all right, and then pull it out to about 123 centimeters, all right, and twist it into place. Now, with this twisty style, I found that when you're setting up your shelter in high winds and you're pulling your lines tight, the periscope style pole, it can still kind of collapse, where if you don't twist it super tight, it'll go like this and it'll sink, and it totally messes up your pitch, where you're trying to figure out why you're not getting a perfect pyramid pitch to your tarp, and you don't realize that it's because the pole is like sinking, and it messes up the pitch just like anything else would mess up the pitch. The pole is an integral part of the pitch when you set up your tarp, so it needs to be held fast. And when it's cold out, when you're tired and it's windy, it's difficult to tell if you've really got this thing twisted on tight. But in order to ensure that the pole doesn't sink while you're setting up your tarp, you really have to twist this thing tight, and you really have to grip it and just twist it. There's really no other way of knowing if it's gonna work other than to just use muscle and really grip this thing and twist it shut. And that could be an issue if you're exhausted and it's tired and your hands are cold, etc. All right, now, because of that, I think that the Zpacks is a better system. The Zpacks pole also does the same thing, where if it's windy and you're setting up your tarp with a super tight pitch, the pole can also slip. So if I set it up to 123, clip it into place, and then 123, and clip this one into place. All right, the flippity floppity clippies that are on the Zpacks pole, they have this little knob that can kind of come loose, and once it comes loose, your clippies will get flippity floppity and they won't engage. And when you set up your tarp, the same thing can happen where it'll sink like that, okay? But there's more ease of use in the clippies, where you can literally feel with your fingers that this knob is tightened into place. So you just tighten it up like that, and then you can feel the clip engage like this. And at that point, you know it's gonna stick. So even though the flippity floppity clippies can maybe show some a durability issue because they're plastic and they're a little bit bulkier, that, you know, you're adding a little bit of weight and a bunch of comfort with that weight. So, you know, when you sacrifice weight, you sacrifice comfort. But the idea is when you can sacrifice a tiny bit of weight, like 1 ounce of weight, with a ton of comfort, then it's worth it. You know, I mean, the Zpacks pole has got a cork handle with an extended handle and 3 extra inches for 1.3 ounces. All right, so, and these ounces aren't being added to your pack, they're in your hands. So, you know, when you displace your weight, you've got weight on your shoulders, you've got weight on your feet, you've got weight on your hips, you've got weight in your hands, those separate bits of weight, they don't really accumulate upon each other. You know, the weight is separate. The weight on your shoulders is separate from the weight in your hands. So as long as you've got these poles in your hands and you don't have them in your pack, you're not adding weight to your pack anyway. And you're only adding 1.3 ounces of weight to each hand in comparison to the Gossamer gear pole. And in doing so, you're able to set up your tarp much taller. So if you pull this out, you've got it says 135 here, but they extend much longer than that, more like 155 centimeters. All right, to about this height. Okay, you've got, with the Gossamer gear pole, you can pull it out. Let's see, I will pull it out like that. And this one too. Okay. All right, so now I've got both poles pulled out pretty much as far as they could go. And you can see where, yeah, you've got about 3 inches more length with the Zpacks pole for sure, you To be honest with you, I just think that having 2 poles to set up your shelter with for the same price as 1 pole from Gossamer gear, plus the cork handles, the extended handle, the added length, I think that Zpacks is the winner. The Zpacks pole is just a better value. You know, just as a shout out to Zpacks, as soon as I started using these poles, these trekking poles, I realized right away that they were an awesome addition to my hiking system. I had more energy at the end of the day. I had more energy to hike from day to day. I enjoyed setting up my shelter. I ended up getting the Sierra Designs High Route 1 shelter, designed by Andrew Skirka, because it only cost like $150. And I was surprised at how easy it was to set up. I was surprised at how much ease of use and usability there is with the Zpacks poles. They just seem awesome. You know, as far as breaking them, you know, for twice the money, is the Gossamer gear pole really gonna hold together while the Zpacks pole breaks? That I couldn't tell you. You know, they do look different. The Gossamer gear has a nice carbon fiber, which is nice and smooth to the touch, whereas the Zpacks carbon fiber has more of a lacquer style where you can see the threads of fiberglass in there, and it has a more waxy feel. But as far as durability, you know, as far as which one of these is going to break first, I couldn't really tell you that. They both have got nice tips on them. All right. The Zpacks have got a little bit of grippage on the tip, and the Gossamer gear has a nice hard tip on the end. That's really all I could tell you, you know. But it seems pretty evident to me that the Zpacks pole is the better value, hands down. And I totally enjoyed using it. It just seemed like a great addition to my pack system as soon as I started using it. Within the first 20 minutes of hiking with it, I was sure that I had made the right decision. You know, so it was fun. I ended up hiking the Long Canyon Four Lakes Loop in the Trinity Alps near Redding. I also took these poles to Yosemite and hiked Sentinel Dome and the McGurk Meadow Trail. And yeah, I've had a good experience so far.